Morning, Trainiacs. Just waiting to hop into the pool for a little key swim workout. Today, I don't want to talk about swimming. I did a brutal run session yesterday. Here, Mel, show the clip. Did not feel good. No, did not feel good. But there was a website, couple of websites that I want to show you how to use to figure out how fast you should be going based off of your goal running times in these track workouts, treadmill workouts. Like, let's get your paces figured out, all right? Tower 26 swim workout's gonna put me through the paces right now. Have you ever had one of those training sessions where you look at the workout and you're like, I don't think the coach realized that he missed something. He must have missed something. It's so short that I guarantee he missed something. Well, I think I just had one of those. That was like 1,950 meters for an A workout with Tower 26. That is bizarro land. Don't tell Jerry that that's what I did. I think I had an epiphany during that swim though. So you know when you look at really good swimmers and it seems like their entire body is just like dead straight and all they're doing is just rolling side to side and their feet are right in behind them. But then when you look at less good swimmers, me, there's a lot of wiggling going on and we look like we're 6 inches shorter than we actually are. Well, that is what Tower 26 Jerry Rodriguez calls tautness and alignment. And what a lot of swim instructors say is, well, you got to tighten up your core. I've tightened my abs, haven't done it. What I found today is not tightening up core, but putting a little bit of tension just at the top of the glute there and the side of the lower back, and then kicking with a really narrow kick. All of a sudden, I was just skimming across the pool going speed that I would go for like an 85% effort at about a 75% effort. Progress. All right, running. So let's give you some parameters here on how to guide your running paces when you start going and doing some really purposeful training. Now, in a lot of the running programs that are online, the triathlon programs that are online, heck, even Team Trainiac, we have run in zone 2, run in zone 3, run in zone 4. This is heart rate guidance, this is rate of perceived exertion guidance. But what if you are somebody who wants really specific information, exact guidelines for, all right, if I want to get this much faster, how much faster do I need to run in training? Here is how you do it. McMillanrunning.com. When you get there, go directly to the calculator. And if you have previous races, this is going to be really easy. If you don't yet have previous races, just start training and kind of getting a sense of how fast you run and get goal times based off of that. So if you have a previous race, you're going to enter that in. So in my case, I am specifically going to be training for a half Ironman. What is my current fitness level? My last half marathon, just flat out, because these are pure running races and pure running times, not just triathlon times, which are significantly slower. My last half marathon flat out time was a 1:28:06. I'm probably maybe even a little bit faster than that right now, but I'm gonna use that because this is a running calculator. So I want to input that into my current fitness level, and then you want a goal. So I want to start getting closer to about 130. So I'm going to put in 125, and this isn't an exact science, but that's what I'm going to put in. You then have to come down and enter your email, say calculate your paces. I'm gonna send you a whole bunch of emails trying to get you to sign up for the team. If you want specific run training, not triathlon training, by all means, sign up for the team. I think it's a little bit expensive, and I would kind of caution triathletes from going towards pure running training programs, because oftentimes when people try to put a run program on top of a triathlon program, they end up overtrained and injured. So when you get here, it's gonna say try a new McMillan training program for free, training times, goal times. These are all the times that you've got for your mile paces. But what you wanna look at is training paces over here on the left. This is what you're going to use as guidelines for your running paces. And specifically, when you start doing speed work on a track or on a treadmill, this is going to be tremendously beneficial. So last night, for example, I wanted to do a series of 400-meter intervals at my 400-meter training pace to get me down to that 125 half marathon split. So this says that at that point, I need to be running at a 5:31 to 5:48 per mile pace. What I can do then is take that minutes per mile to miles per hour. This is if you're going to be doing this by looking at a watch with your mile per hour pace, or if you're doing it on a treadmill. The first one here I always find is really good, unit juggler. What you are gonna have to do is put your minutes per mile in decimals, however. In the middle of there is a 540, so I'm gonna put in 5 point blah, 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 blah. And it says I need to be going that many miles per hour. So all of a sudden what I've got is I set up my treadmill when I was doing those intervals at 10.6 miles per hour. How long should you be doing it though? If you're on the track, super easy. If you're doing a 400-meter repeat, you do the lap. If you're doing a 200-meter repeat, you do half the lap, or you do a full lap if you're on a 200-meter track. Like really easy on a track, but harder on a treadmill. So then what I do is I take this 10.666, that's gonna be my speed setting. And then over at McMillan Running, this number here in brackets gives you about how long that interval is then gonna take. So what I started looking at is, all right, I'm gonna be running at this pace for about this long at 10.6 miles an hour for 90 seconds. I would do this interval. And you can do the same as you start doing sprint paces. In Team Trainiac, we do some 200s, we do some 300s, we do some 400s. You can use this all along. If you want something that is more specific for a long run than just go zone 2 easy, you can use this as the sample long run pace. So this is where you start getting guidance for just how fast you should be going as opposed to just feeling it. That said, I think that there is a lot of benefit to feeling out your rate of perceived exertion. The reason that I say that is because let's say one day you are slightly tired and I say go zone 4. Well, that zone 4, whether you're slightly tired or full of piss and vinegar, is going to be a little bit different. It's going to regulate itself based off of what you're capable of on that day. That's a good thing. So you're going to always get the most out of your training possible and learn those sensations in your body. Whereas if you're just following a pace flat out, some days where you're feeling low, you might overperform, risking overtraining. Some days where you're feeling fantastic, you might underperform and not get enough of a training stimulus out of it. I think a better guideline that can work in conjunction with this is your rate of perceived exertion with this. That's why we build the Team Trainiac training platform, to help get you smarter with all these things, not just give you hard set prescriptions. And then what you're gonna wanna do before you click out of this you are going to want to go to the top right and print this, save that PDF so that you have all of these paces set for you before they shut down your free trial. I don't know if they shut down your free trial. Saved. So, Trainiacs, that's kind of my belief on the marriage between zone training that is hard set and feeling your pacing. This is why in most of our training prescriptions, whether it's biking, running, even swimming, we've got like 60%, 70% effort. It's all kind of this fuzzy guideline to allow you to perform to your best possible capability on the day while not giving you such strict guidelines that you might underperform certain days or overperform certain days. I think there's a lot of benefit to that, but there's a lot of benefit to giving you some guidelines to get you started. So if all of that sounds interesting to you and you always are like looking at this Team Trainiac plan, you're like, man, this sounds not too bad. I'm liking what this is. You don't even have to sign up. No, because it doesn't exist just yet. We're looking at January 1st. Go to triathlontaren.com/team waitlist, and that's just signing you up to be notified of when it is available to the public. And then even when it's available to the public, you don't even need to sign up. We're going to do a 14-day free trial. So that is just to make you aware of when it's available, because we are only going to be unloading about 250 spots on day one to make sure that we can handle the team before we really open it up. So if you want in on that 250 spots, get in quick, triathlontaren.com/team waitlist. All right, later, Trainiacs.